Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Gaming Cineflix. This is Doki Doki Literature Club, and I am Viren. I actually went back to reload that game before the that poem that said "load me." Uh, I went back and I saved like right before the poem, and then I read the poem again, and I went back to that save to see if anything changed, just to like load it. But I think it was just some type of a medical metaphorical save me, load me type thing. I don't know. Nothing changed. Maybe I just did it wrong. If I did it wrong, please be sure to yell at me in the comments or something like that. You did this wrong. You're supposed to do it this way. I really haven't done much research into this game at all when it comes to like how it runs. I haven't done any like there's no spoilers or anything like that. So everything is fresh to me right now. I have no idea what's going to happen next. None of that. So, Alphonse Elric would be our background today. He is going to be helping us along. And through the power of Alphonse Elric, we will enter the Doki Doki Literature Club. I still feel like it's just setting me up to fall. This game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. Oh, like I'm still like really nervous that like something is going to terribly happen. But we're gonna just go ahead and brush those nerves off entirely. We're going to have a Doki Doki adorable time. We're going to bake. We're going to make nice cupcakes, and we're going to forget that anything bad can happen here because this is a wonderful wonderful tale of cupcake baking and manga and poetry and literature exchange, and we're just gonna go with that. I can't believe this. Natsuki is going to be coming to my house on Sunday? Even though I would have preferred to do this with Sayori, my anxiety still shoots through the roof. I guess I've gotten pretty used to handling her at this point, but who knows what could end up happening when we're outside of school. She even told me she's looking forward to it. I shake my head. Why do I feel so nervous that Sayori might find out about this? It's not like we feel that way about each other. Besides, like Monica said, it's about the club. I have nothing to worry about. If I just go with it, I'll have a good time. It's already Sunday. I've been getting increasingly anxious about Natsuki coming to visit. I keep telling myself there's no reason to be nervous, but that doesn't help much. I wonder if she'll act any different when it's just the two of us. Meanwhile, she's been texting me a lot. We sent each other one after exchanging numbers to double check, but it turned into a conversation. She's almost a different personality on the phone, using tons of emoji and really cute language. She also really likes complaining about things, but I kinda saw that one coming. Putting Natsuki aside, I haven't heard anything from Sayori since she left the club the other day. It's not like we text each other all the time or anything, but I've been worried about her in the back of my mind. I really have. Like, she left. In the last episode, she left pretty quick. Like, I had my own theory about it, but I really don't want that to be true. And none of it at all. We're happy, happy, baking, manga, loving, fun time. Doki Doki Dorably. Between what Sayori said and what Monica said, is it really okay for me to put off Sayori's feelings when she might need me? I decided to visit Sayori before Natsuki comes over. Rather than asking, I simply tell her I'm coming over, much like we've done in the past. Once I reach Sayori's house, I knock on the door before entering it myself. Again, we used to play so often we've made it a habit of simply entering each other's homes like we were a family. The house is quiet. Sayori isn't anywhere on the first floor, so I assume she's up in her room. It's already strange of her not to run down and greet me. I head up to her bedroom where I finally find her. Sayori? Whoa, alright. Wow, oh, shoot. Scheitze. Wow, oh. Ah, frack. I am so glad you are okay, Sayori. Yes, thank you so much. Hi, Byron, thank you. I sit down. Yes. Sayori forces a smile, but it's easy to tell that she's different. There's a minute of silence between us. You haven't come over like this in a long time, have you? Ah, I guess you're right. It has been a long time. Not much really has changed, has it? Sayori's room is as messy as it's always been. I also recognize the same stuffed animals and wall decorations that she's had for years now. Hehe. If you came over more often, this wouldn't be such a mess. That's because I end up cleaning it for you. How come you suddenly wanted to come over today? Aren't you supposed to see Natsuki today? Yeah, but... Wait, how did you know about that? Sayori has already left by the time we decided the last meeting. Monica told me. It's only natural for her to keep me informed about the festival preparations, right? Ah, that's true. But what about you? Aren't you going to be helping Monica today? Of course. I'm just helping her online. We didn't plan to meet up or anything. Ah, so it's just me and Natsuki then. Yep. There's more silence between us. Sayori stares in a random direction. Everything about her behavior is really uncharacteristic. I'm still worried. I finally get to the point. I just wanted to see how you're doing. After you left on Friday, when something's wrong, you can't hide it from me. I know you too well. So... Sayori smiles, shaking her head. That's no good, Byron. Eh? Why can't it just be like it's always been? This is all my fault. If I didn't get so weak and accidentally express my feelings, if I didn't make such a stupid mistake, then you wouldn't have been worried about me at all. You wouldn't have come here. You wouldn't have been thinking about me right now. But this is just my punishment, isn't it? I'm getting punished for being so selfish. I think that's why the world decided to have you come over today. It just wants to torture me. Sayori! I grab Sayori by the shoulders. What on earth are you saying? Are you listening to yourself right now? I know something happened to you. There's no other explanation for why you'd be like this. So tell me already. Until I know, I won't stop thinking about it. Ah. Sayori gives me an empty smile. You really put me in a trap, Byron. But you're wrong. Nothing happened to me. I've always been like this. You're just seeing it for the first time. Seeing what? What are you talking about, Sayori? You're really just gonna make me say it, aren't you, Byron? I guess I have no choice this time. The thing is, I've had really bad depression my whole life. Did you know that? Why do you think I'm late to school every day? Because most days I can't even find a reason to get out of bed. And what reason is there to do anything when I fully know how worthless I am? Why go to school? Why eat? Why make friends? Why make other people put their energy and caring to waste by having them spend it on me? That's what it feels like. And that's why I want to make everyone happy without anyone worrying about me. I'm in shock. I can't even figure out how to respond. How is it possible that Sayori kept this from me the entire time that I have known her? Did she really want so badly for me just to not think about her? Why, Sayori? Huh? Why is it that you've never told me about this? It almost feels like I've been betrayed as your close friend. Because if I knew, I would have done everything I could to support you. Even if there's only so much I could do. I would have tried a little bit harder to make every day a little better for you. That's why I'm your friend. All you had to do was tell me. You don't understand at all, Byron. Why do you think I didn't tell you? Because if I told you, then I knew you would have to waste effort caring about me instead of doing important things. I don't want to be cared about. It's bittersweet when people try to care about me. It feels nice sometimes, but it also feels like a bat being swung against my head. That's why I wanted so badly for you to make friends with everyone else. Helping everyone be happy together is the best thing for me. But then, I discovered something else too. Seeing you make friends and get closer with everyone in the club, it feels like a spear going through my heart. So, that's why. That's why I decided that the world just wants to torture me. Every path leads to nothing but hurt. God, this got deep. This got really deep. I knew it was going to. I didn't I was expecting it to get I was expecting to come up and see oh, I'm exceedingly hang on. I am exceedingly glad. That didn't happen. I need to compose myself for a second. Jeez. Wow. So real. Gosh, so hits you. I'll be okay in just a second. Gosh. Whoa. You're right. I don't understand. I don't understand your feelings at all, Sayori. But I don't need to understand. Whatever it takes for me to help you stop hurting, that's what I'll do. No, Byron. There's nothing. Nothing at all. The only thing that could have helped is if everything could be like it always was. But I was selfish. I finally showed you what a horrible person I am. Tears streaked down Sayori's face. I made you join the literature club because I was selfish. And I was punished by my heart hurting the way that I couldn't understand. And now, you came here, and I made you hurt too. I'm just weak and selfish. That's all I am. And that's why I'm going to accept these punishments. Because I deserve every last one. Without thinking, I once again grab Sayori's shoulders. This time, I pull her into a tight embrace. Ah, Byron, Sayori, I don't care if you feel selfish. I'm really happy that you convinced me to join the club. Seeing you every day makes it worthwhile enough. If I make friends with everyone else, then that's just a bonus. But please, never underestimate how much I care about you. I wouldn't have it any other way. Byron, Sayori isn't hugging me back. Despite my arms being around her, Sayori's arms remain at her sides. She starts sobbing next to my ear. No, don't do this to me. Please don't do this. Byron, Sayori barely manages to speak between her sobs. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but all I want is for her to know that I care. If you have it in you to call yourself selfish, then you have to let me be selfish too. No matter what it takes, I'll figure out what needs to change. I'll make these feelings go away. And if there's anything that you need me to do, then you'd better tell me. I'll get mad if you don't. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Gently, Sayori puts her arms around me in return. I don't know anything. It's all really scary. I don't understand any of my feelings, Byron. The only time I'm not feeling nothing is when I'm feeling pain. But your hugs are so warm, and that's really scary too. Sayori lets me go, and she does so. I let her go as well. The festival is tomorrow. Yeah. It's going to be fun, right? Yeah. How would you like for me to spend it all with you? Ah, it's what I want. I promise. I think that would be nice then. Yeah. Sayori wipes her eyes. If I could spend the whole day here, I would. Of all the days, this has to be the one where I have other plans. Maybe I should cancel. No, don't. Please don't. If you did that, then I really wouldn't forgive you. But it's almost time for Natsuki to meet me at my house. At very least, do you want to come along and help out? It would be fun. To my surprise, Sayori shakes her head. I'm sorry. I don't know if this would be very good for me today. You understand, right? It's kind of hard for me to fully understand. But I'm trying my hardest. It's okay. Don't worry too much about it. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Alright. I look forward to it. I say goodbye to Sayori, and I exit her house. On the way home, I find myself feeling uneasy. But it's hard for me to keep thinking about it when Natsuki is about to come over too. I think Sayori is right. I shouldn't be worrying too much, and we're definitely going to have a great time tomorrow. I should just focus on what's ahead of me. I spend only a few minutes back at home, anxiously waiting Natsuki's arrival. Before I know it, she texts me to let me know she's outside the front door. Without delay, I open the front door and let her in. Hey. Sup? Hey. I don't know what I was expecting, but seeing Natsuki in something other than a school uniform totally threw me off. Seeing her in such cute clothes makes the uniform look totally unfitting in comparison. Geez, don't make me feel so awkward already. It's gonna be a long afternoon, so don't be weird just because you're not used to seeing me outside of school. Anyway, I'm coming in. I see you brought a lot of stuff. Natsuki is carrying a large bag that's probably full of baking supplies. Well, I didn't want to come all this way to find out that your kitchen isn't equipped for the job. You brought everything I asked you to, right? Yeah, I did. Yesterday, Natsuki asked me to buy a bunch of ingredients if I didn't already have them at home. Good. Glad I could count on you to do your part. Well, of course. I'm surprised to hear Natsuki suddenly say that, rather than say something snarky like she usually does. It could be that she's a little different outside school after all. Anyway, let's go to the kitchen. I am still just like overly joyed that I didn't walk into something bad upstairs. Like, I mean, I feel so bad for Sayuri, but like, ah. I'm glad she's okay, like, physically okay right now. What? You're not even gonna offer to take this heavy bag from me? Where's your hospitality, Byron? Come on. Since when did I need to be a gentleman? I grab the bag Natsuki holds out to me. Ugh, this is ridiculously heavy. Ah, I carried it all the way here. Are you impressed? I see now. Yeah, I'm impressed, Natsuki. It seems like I always underestimate you. It's because I'm so small, isn't it? You jerk. Natsuki hits with a fist into my chest. Hey, hey! Your size has nothing to do with it. You really hate being small that much? Eh? Ah. It's not that I hate it. I mean, sometimes I like proving people wrong when they only think I'm worth my size. I know the feeling. I know that feeling. 'Cause I am also Whittle. We're both Whittles. It's fun when I get to be small and also get to be better than other people. But, geez, never mind. What are you making me say? Don't think you can talk to me about weird things just because we're not at school. We are getting started, or what? There's a lot of stuff that I gotta teach you. What? That's a little bit more like you. You're more fun when you just speak your mind like that. Hey, now you are treating me like a kid. I was just trying to be a little nicer to you, you know. And just because I don't have a mature, sexy figure like Yuri doesn't mean that you should treat me like a... Natsuki catches her words, and her face turns red. Natsuki? Forget it! I didn't say anything. I should apologize. Huh? I appreciate you're trying to be nicer. I should have been a little more considerate too. But also, if that's what you're thinking, then you should know that there's a ton of guys who are into body types like yours. Ah, how would you know that anyway? Just trust me on that one. Gross. Hey, was that to me? Who else? Man, let's just get started already. You get all sour when a girl calls you gross. Finally, I found your weakness, Byron. Natsuki smiles deviously. Please, spare me. Well, if Natsuki decides to dish out more insults like that, there's no way I'm not fighting back. But she's satisfied for now, finally starting to pull things out of her bag so we can get started. Before long, the whole kitchen's a mess. Spoons, Dirty bowls, flour, spilled fluid, and plastic bags are strewn about every countertop. The mixer isn't big enough to make all the batter at once, so we've had to do it several times. Meanwhile, Natsuki is babysitting all of the movements to make sure I don't mess up her precious baking. Byron, where did you put the food coloring? The batter's going in the oven soon. I need you to fill the trays. I think it's still in the bag next to the table? What are you using it for? To color the batter, of course. I'm making each tray a different color. That way, even if the flavors aren't different, everyone can still pick their favorite. Ah, that is a cute idea. Are we doing anything like that with the icing? Do you want to? Ah, you're asking me? I don't really have a preference, so come on. You're not putting any heart into this at all. Can't you at least try to have fun? I am having fun. I'm not really sure what Natsuki is trying to get out of me. Meanwhile, I see her separate the batter into smaller bowls and put a few drops of food coloring into each. Ah, that does look pretty cool. See? It's not like baking is just about following the instructions. The presentation is where you get to be creative and have the most fun. It's a million times more worth it in the end if just looking at it makes everyone's eyes light up. Like the ones you made on my first day, huh? I recall Natsuki proudly presenting her cat-shaped cupcakes and Sayori and Madoka. Monika's delighted expression. I wonder if I can make Natsuki proud like that too. Yeah, maybe I'll use food coloring then. Sounds like you're starting to understand. Just make sure you completely finish mixing the icing before you mess with the food coloring. Yeah, it's getting there. We are using an electric mixer for the batter, so I got stuck with a whisk and a huge bowl for the icing. Huh? The icing's all lumpy. Are you even trying? Well, yeah. It'll just take a little longer. Jeez, I'll be here all night if you do it like that. Here, look. Natsuki grabs the whisk from me and uses her other hand to tilt the bowl back. You really need to beat the crap out of it. After a few seconds, the consistency of the icing has already improved. See? As if to emphasize, Natsuki sticks a finger in the icing and pops it in her mouth. I reluctantly start to do the same. Hey! Natsuki suddenly grabs my wrist. I don't want your gross fingers in my icing. Your icing, huh? Are you forgetting who did all the work? I start to fight back, trying to inch my finger toward the bowl. Don't make me beat the crap out of you next. I'd like to see you try. I push harder, just enough for my finger to reach the icing. I triumphantly scoop it with the finger as Natsuki tugs with all her might. Ah. The force of Natsuki pulling me causes me to stumble, making her stumble in turn. Gross! You got it on my face. Now, whose fault is that? There's a big glob of icing on Natsuki's cheek. Ugh. She tries to reach it with her tongue, but it's way too far away. Jeez. You know what? Take this! Natsuki instead wipes it off with her finger before shoving her finger toward my own face. You wish! I'm faster. I grab her wrist with my hand before it reaches my face. Natsuki tries to use her other hand to fight back, but I grab that one as well. Ha! Stop! Not until you apologize for calling me gross. Fine, fine. I'm sorry for calling you gross. You know I don't mean it. It's just fun seeing you react to it. You do that all the time. You do that to me all the time, you know. Saying dumb things just to get a reaction out of me. You really shouldn't tease girls like that. Is that so? In that case, I probably shouldn't do this either. I take Natsuki's finger and put it in my mouth, licking the icing off. What? Did you seriously? Did you seriously just do that, Byron? Yes, apparently I did. It was delicious ice cream. It was great. I got that taste. Natsuki is so surprised she can't even figure out how to get mad at me. Her face is entirely red. Byron, you really shouldn't do that kind of things to girls unless you really like them. You know that, right? What kind of question is she asking me? Just like that. How did the mood turn so quickly? Natsuki gazes at me in silence. I notice her shallow breaths. Why am I starting to feel dizzy? Eh? Out of nowhere, the fire alarm starts going off. Natsuki rushes over to the oven. Is something burning? I thought you didn't put the cupcakes in yet. No wonder. You left a dirty tray in here, dummy. How could you make a mistake like that? You should have checked before turning the oven on. Oh, don't blame me for your mistakes. Jeez. Natsuki uses an oven mitt to grab the blackened tray out of the oven. I'm really glad that they didn't add, like, the fire alarm sound effects. Oh, man, that would be terrible. Like, in my ear. The worst. Somebody get that alarm. She sets it on top of the stove. In another moment, the alarm stops. Anyway, I'm putting them in the oven now. Yeah, the tension from the moment before still lingers in our heads, but the moment has already been lost. I watch as Natsuki slides the cupcakes into the trays into the oven. Then, I reluctantly pick up the whisk and continue with the icing, like nothing ever happened. That smells so good. And what also smells good, apparently, is ending this video right here on this note. Well, it would seem that I am in a pickle between these two. I've got, on one hand, incredible depression, like crippling depression. And on the other hand, I've got Natsuki that I'm licking the icing off of her freaking fingers. Her fracking fingers, like, this is definitely a romantic relationship that is forming between Digital Byron and Natsuki. I have a feeling that the event we're preparing for is going to be the turning point in this game where it really gets bad. Like, where those warning signs at the beginning really will shine. So, I think that's coming up very soon. I could be wrong. I've been wrong in the past. This has been, like, the hype for this game that is going around and how good it is and how, like, much of a horror game this is. Like, it's really building me up, is what it's doing. And we've got an emotional little roller coaster going on between Natsuki and Sayuri right now, with Sayuri's crippling depression and Natsuki and Byron here being so lovey-dovey right now because they've been, like, two of a kind since they met there at the Literature Club. And, I mean, in those little mini-games, I haven't really been trying to, like, impress her. I've just been picking whatever pops out into my head, and apparently it's landed me right in Natsuki's, bakery-filled arms. So, anyway, I've been wrong about things. I was wrong about, my theory about what was happening with Sayuri. I really wasn't too wrong, but I was wrong, and I'm glad. And if I wasn't 100% wrong, and that does actually happen later on, since I'm doing this in one sitting, y'all can't spoil it for me. So, so anyway, I will probably die inside if something like that happens, and you'll see it. You'll see all of the dying inside. So anyway, this has been Doki Doki Literature Club, part 8, I believe. So I will see you all in Doki Doki Literature Club part 9. Thank you very much for joining me today. It has been absolutely fantastic, wonderful. We've been making such great things. Drive safe. You are all amazing.